Hi guys, welcome to my first live. I'm gonna wait a minute before I start, so we'll just chill here for a second. This is my first live, so I'm awkward. Hey! Thanks, George, for coming to my first live. You're a professional. I'm just waiting a minute. So as long as you're here, thank you. I know you're a busy guy. So today I just wanted to introduce myself to some of my new subscribers. This is actually my first time recording on my laptop. I never use my laptop because I'm bad at technology, so sorry if it's weird. But yeah, I got some new subscribers recently. I just wanted to, hi Lizelle. I just wanted to introduce myself and go over some of the things I've been doing on my YouTube. Thanks. You're not bad at tech. I don't know why you say we all bad at tech because you're like really good at it. That's your job, basically. So, yeah. I don't know, wait a moment or not, but either way, this is Caitlin. Oh, okay. So, this is Caitlin, and so far my channel has been vlogs, but recently I started doing crime time and it's doing really well. So I'm thankful for that, and it's what I enjoy the most. I actually avoided doing it for so long because it's kind of a hard niche on YouTube and there's a lot of competition. It's early here, guys. I had to have my coffee. But I had a lot of recent followers come from someone's channel because I got my first little shout out, and that was thanks. And that was Clutch. So if you're a subscriber from Clutch, let me know. I'm very thankful. His subscribers have come to my channel and showed a lot of support. I appreciate that. Any background noise, that would be my animals. So sorry about that. They're a little wild. Yeah. So thank you to all of Clutch's subscribers that came here. Let me go ahead and pull up his channel so I can show you guys. If you don't subscribe to him, he does really interesting content. Let me find it for you and I will show you a little image. Yeah. So here it is. Backwards Clutch. Right now he's covering the, oh, Sammy, are you from the Clutch crew? Thank you. Right now I did vlogs recently, and if you're not from Clutch crew, again, go support him as well. If you supported me before, give him a subscribe. I think he's going to be doing some new stuff on his channel. He was covering Delphi murders. I think he's going to go ahead and switch that up a little bit, maybe cover some other things. He gets really deep into the conversation, and I think that's really good if you're following a case because it gives you a lot of details. And I've learned a lot from watching his videos, things I didn't know. I also love theories. So if you watch my videos and you don't leave like a comment about theories, I love theories, so don't be shy to leave your comment, even if it's like something you think is already said or outrageous. Somebody will learn something new, or maybe even one day it will help with the case. So I'm here in China. That's where I live at the moment. Some of you guys don't know that, but yeah, I live in China right now. I'm from the United States. So I tried to come on at a time where people from both places could watch my live. I should have been maybe a little bit earlier. I think right now it's, what time is it in the United States? Yeah, my hometown, it's 7:48 and East Coast is 9:48. I think that's acceptable. Here in China, it's 9:49. So My channel has recently switched, like I mentioned, but before it was vlogs in China, just introducing myself, having fun. I'll still do those things. Hi, little Pookie. Thanks for coming. I think little Pookie is also from the Clutch Gang. Thank you for being here. Recently, before, I would just do vlogs in China and my life about myself. But now I kind of went for something that I enjoyed more, which is the crime time. It takes a lot of patience and time because research is so important. And that's why I love having new subscribers who also enjoy crime, because I can learn a lot from them and I get to see more of what people want. The first case I did was the Delphi murders, which has been on my mind for so long. I knew I wanted that to be my first case because when it happened, I was also a teenage girl, and I was just so shocked that this case had happened. It had so much news coverage, and the town was really like trying to get justice, and nothing ever came from it. So over the years, I would just kind of check into the Delphi murders and see if anything was updated for Abby and Libby. But really, there hasn't been any breaks in the case, any new information released. And there's been tons of suspects, but of course, nothing has happened with that. Nobody has been a main key suspect or really looked into any further that I know of. And so I wanted that to be my first case because it's just mind blowing to me that it hasn't been solved, especially with the circumstances. It was under two young girls. They had video evidence. They had like voice as well. If you watched the video or if you were already interested, thanks, little Pookie. Yes, and thanks to Clutch too. Again, I showed his video. You can subscribe to him. Just type in Clutch. I think he's the first person that pops up. Really cool guy. Just a normal person. I love that. He's just like George, keeps it real. And he does a lot of live videos as well. But back to Delphi murders. The case was really interesting to me, and I think that so many people care about it. There's a lot of information online, but everything is from outside sources. No one has really said anything in the investigation about the case, and there hasn't been many details released. So with crime cases, if you're someone here who wasn't into the crime situation or didn't know about the Delphi case, the case hasn't really had a lot of information released about what happened. So the two girls, Abby and Libby, both were murdered and their bodies were found, but we don't really know any other details besides some of the video images released. And even then, that could not be the suspect. What do they call it in Clutch's channel? The old bridge guy, OBG. Hi, Chris. Thanks for being here. Yeah, so on Clutch's channel, I believe they call him OBG, Old Bridge Guy. We don't even know if that is the person who actually committed the crime, or it could have just been a random man that they got on video. The reason I think it is because the police didn't release more of the video footage from that day, right? We only saw the small clip. And I know many people have many opinions. But in my opinion, is that we only saw a small clip. And I believe that the police released that small clip because maybe what follows can kind of prove that he had contact with the girls and that he was more involved than what we saw. But that's what I believe about the Old Bridge guy. It is hard because, Young Bridge guy, that must be the second image release where he looks younger, the second sketch, not image. So there's two sketches, right? One of the, yeah, I also think that the OBG is more likely to be the suspect. I really think the police know more in the case about what the girls have on their phones as well as the crimes committed to them. Obviously, they know how they died and everything. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining. Oh, you guys must know each other from Clutch's channel. Thanks for being here. So yeah, so Delphi murders is such a huge, like, wide known case. And I mean, it's very popular because these two young girls were very relatable in the United States at the time. And 13 and 14 years old, it's just crazy that there's nothing else on the case that's getting information to us. Like, there's nothing else that they can give to help the community. I do know that a lot of people have mentioned, like, conspiracy cover-ups within the police, within the town. I've had people, these are things I didn't know when researching the case. I've just heard it from the community who's interested in crime, like maybe something to do with the police. Someone had mentioned that a police officer had committed suicide. Sorry, guys, if you weren't here earlier, my pets are out and about causing chaos. So if you hear them, that's just them living their life. Again, some people had mentioned corruption within the police department on the Delphi case. Oh, Freckle Joy, you got out of work today? I was sorry, I was following your, school, out of school. But yeah, so some corruption maybe in the police department. I don't know much about that because I just heard about it from Clutch's crew. Thank you guys. And some other people who live near the town have told me that they believe maybe it's someone from Lafayette. But there's so many calls in about who it could be. It makes it a little bit difficult to narrow it down. But if the corruption is in the police department, then we're never going to really get the information we need on this case because it's being covered up. I hope that's not the situation. And sometimes the police department changes over time, who's working, who's there. But usually the government officials and everything stay around the same, or they know each other. That leads me into the Maddie and Patty cases that I covered second. This was also the second case. Well, I had a coin flip between two cases I want to do, but after doing Delphi, I chose to cover the Maddie and Patty cases. So if you guys haven't watched that, I have Maddie and Patty part 1 and part 2 on my channel. Go watch them. They're very interesting. I want to hear people's theories on those as well because it's an older case, which makes it harder for people to find the information. But if you are someone who loves like reading a lot of details, really gets into the thread on the cases on Web Sleuths, if you just look up Maddie and Patty Carlsbad Web Sleuths, there's like 80-page thread. The first one is 50, and then the second, they started a new thread. The second one's like 40 or 30, I think. And on the Web Sleuths, a lot of the information is actually, so Maddie and Patty, two young girls, just like Delphi, 13, 14 years old, found in a local, it's the desert, so it's not the woods, but found in a local area that people who live in the town wouldn't really go to leave these bodies unless they were local. This case, 60 years ago, Carlsbad, New Mexico. And at the time, for the resources they had, there was a lot of information on the case. A lot of information and a few suspects that could have very likely been the person who did this, right? Hi. How do you say it? Lipsha? Hopefully that's right. I'm thinking a lot of you guys are from Clutch. It seems you guys know each other in the comments section. If not, introduce yourselves, be friends. This is a community. We want to really feel like we can free talk with each other. And yeah, welcome to my first live, guys. I appreciate the support. But back to Maddie and Patty. The relations to the Delphi case is, like, the more I dive into it and the more information I get about both cases, it's so similar. And the sad thing is this one has never been solved. And with Maddie and Patty and Libby and Abby, it seems like these are two cases where it could have been solved quickly, but for some reason they haven't. Um, Thanks, Pam. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are so sweet. I love the support. And with Libby and Abby, when I found out there could be some corruption in the police department, or maybe something to do with officers who have maybe not been fully honest from the beginning, or maybe are keeping secrets. It's the same thing with the Maddie and Patty case. There's also corruption in the police department. There was an officer suicide. Same thing happened with Abby and Libby, officer suicide. And suicide trigger warning. It's just unfortunately something that has to be talked about, because it's such a similar thing that happened in both cases. I think in both cases, someone from the town or surrounding areas were the suspect or the person who murdered two girls in each case. And I really hope that you guys hear from Clutch Crew, watch those videos, because to me, Maddie and Patty is so interesting. And with the web sleuth information, there's so many details you can find in there, and it was hard to put it all in one video. So I will be doing some checkups with that. I don't want to give like too much away if you haven't seen the video, if you're just like want a little bit of suspense. But in the Maddie and Patty case, you don't know why both girls were murdered. So it seems with Abby and Libby that it was, I mean, from an outward appearance, it seems like it was just, not a coincidence, but they were able to easily, the person who did this, one or two, I've heard both theories, they were able to easily get the girls to go with them. The same in the Maddie and Patty case. The two girls, not easily with Abby and Libby, but they had some way of forcing the girls to go to the area where they were murdered. In the Maddie and Patty case, it's a little different because there was a 36-hour time span before they found the bodies. And what's really interesting to me is that the girls weren't murdered where they were found. This is a small town, right? So there has to be another area that they were murdered, because they had two, like each had a headshot wound to the head. And if you just joined, you came at a little bit of a gruesome time. So Maddie and Patty both had a gunshot wound to the head, but where they were found, there wasn't so much evidence of this, that the crime was committed there. I would really love for you guys, my little investigators, researchers, to look more into that on Web Sleuths and read through the files. Maddie's sister posted a lot of information. Some of it has been deleted, like I mentioned in my video. Some of the information has been deleted because the police department asked her to take this down. But the case happened in 1961. They're still talking about it in Web Sleuth. 2009 is when the thread is from. And then I believe in 2019, the second thread started, where we heard more information from Maddie's sister that she was asked to take down some of the police reports she had posted. But they still discuss it. Let's see. Could an unknown serial killer be responsible for Maddie and Patty? It is possible. It is. It's just that for me, I don't know if I would fully go with the theory, because it just seems that they wouldn't get in the car with someone, because they got into the car willingly or somewhat willingly. There wasn't a huge fight, and they were talking to the man before and like having a normal conversation with him. So maybe he could have been very charming. Maybe he had like a weapon and, you know, he threatened them. If you scream, if you do whatever, then something bad will happen. And that's why they got in the vehicle. It's just very uncommon that there were unknown people in this town at the time. But also it is possible in New Mexico area, there have been a lot of unknown serial killers, or because it's a trucking town, mining area, all of that. So it is possible. I just personally don't think it was. I think it was someone from in the town. But I will be covering some New Mexico serial killers in the future. Let's see. Have you heard of the Evansdale? No, I haven't. What is Evansdale, Iowa have to do? Like, did something happen there? Chris, I'm not too sure. Hi guys, if you just joined the chat, welcome, welcome, welcome. I will do a short introduction again. My name is Caitlin, and I started doing this channel for vlogs, fun stuff, They're My Life in China, because that's where I'm at right now. And then I decided to really get into what I enjoy. The time is right. So I started doing true crime. I will still be posting my China vlogs. Maybe sometime in the future if I get like more subscribers and, you know, build myself up, I will split the channels into a vlog channel and just a crime time channel because I love my crime time. And I really love like being able to interact with you guys. So I love all the comments in the Delphi section. I know a lot of you guys were really interested in that case, but I hope to see you guys furthermore in the other cases as well, because the conversation with people who also enjoy crime and researching it, getting the details, it's just nice to have those people who want to chat with you or have new information. The next case I will be doing is the case of Jennifer Catchaway, who was from Canada. She's an Indigenous woman, and it is suspected that she might, you'll see the video hopefully. It is suspected that she could have been a chain of Indigenous women murdered by a serial killer. Personally, I think it wasn't that, but it is a theory. Thank you. I'm trying to be comfortable and confident. Thank you. Sammy, yes, true crime can be so addictive. My dog. What are you doing? True crime is very addictive. I was trying to think before I started this live, when did I get into true crime? And I'm 26, right? So it's like pretty much as long as I can remember, because my family is also very much into true crime. They help me a lot with these cases. Shout out to my family. They send me research. They ask me, oh, what are you going to do next? Then they send me a bunch of links, and they try and help me. So it's just kind of something that I grew up watching, and I've always loved it so much. The ID channel was always going on at my house. And I think it's the reason that people like us are into true crime is because it's so relatable, but not relatable at the same time. Like, we could never imagine it actually happening to us, or we're always thinking about it happening to us. And it's just kind of crazy to see people living their normal daily life and something so horrible happens to them. I think that just intrigues our mind to think about that. Hi, Jerry. Yeah, Jerry. Jerry's from the Jerry's Thoughts. He's from the same town as me, right? Carlsbad. The town's pretty small, but I'm basically live near where Maddie and Patty were abducted. So if you know PR Leva, I lived right across in one of the cross streets from PR Leva. But I've lived in all the places of the town because I grew up there. We moved a few times. Where was the Iowa one? Somebody had mentioned Iowa. I wanted to read about it. Oh, 2 girls were murdered in Evansdale, Iowa. Let me see. I'm going to write that down so I can research a little bit more. Sorry for this brief interruption of me taking these notes. 2 girls. What was the town? Iowa, where? Evansdale, Iowa. Do you guys have any other cases you've been like following or interested in? For me, I'm very interested in serial killers, and I will do one eventually. But the thing is, so many serial killers have been done. I really like to do things that, I mean, Delphi was a really big case on YouTube. But like I said, I really wanted to do that case for so long because I cared a lot about it. So that's why I had to get that case out there as my first one. I want to know about serial killers that are suspected. There's a lot in the indigenous community as well in sex work, and I will be looking more into those as well. Oh, you went to AV. Yeah, I went to PR Leva. But my dad lived in the AV area. Chris, when you were 7 years old. Wow. That's probably the same because, like I said, growing up watching it, did anyone else watch true crime at a young age? Like, I don't think there was anything. I mean, sometimes I feel like when the little kids would come in the room, like, oh, we have to change it, even though I was younger. But now I think that I can't remember when I first started watching it. 7 is young, but if you're interested, you're interested. Fort Hood. Oh, Jerry. Jerry also does some live videos as well. So if you want to give him a follow too. Okay. Yeah, Chris, you can send me cases for sure. Like I said earlier, I'm not good with tech. I don't know if there's a way on YouTube. You can follow me on, you can email me as well. My email's in my description. It's just, this is Caitlin 94. So like my YouTube name, but 94 at gmail.com. Or if you follow me on any of my socials, you can send them there as well. Oh, Unsolved Mysteries is pretty cool too. Does anybody watch like Unsolved Mysteries? I'm like a huge conspiracy person. I believe in UFOs and mermaids, aliens. I mean, not to the extreme. I don't believe like in everything that people come up with. But I do also like to like research mysteries. Again, from New Mexico, Roswell aliens. I grew up with that as well. And I do believe that is true. Oh, Atlantis is very interesting as well. The FBI in the early 60s. Alfred Hitchcock. Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff then. Unsolved Mystery scared the crap out of me as a kid. Hi, Clutch. I was just telling everybody about you earlier. So thank you so much for bringing everybody to my channel. I had a lot of new crime people coming who are interested. I very much appreciate it. Little Pookie, have I ever seen a UFO? I would say like there's a possibility. I do believe in rationalizing things, but I would truly hope it was a UFO. I just believe that maybe like they would be a little bit more educated than us in those advances of technology, and maybe they're looking at us like, wow, these people are a disaster. Yeah, again, if you guys want to send me cases, you can do it through my email or any of my social media that is posted on my YouTube. The Ripper around the age of 9. She's talking about it like it happened at the high school football game last year at the time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think serial killers really draw people in. Of course, whenever the term serial killers was first introduced, so interesting, right? What's a show about to sound so stupid? That show on Netflix where I've seen all the series. I just can't remember the name right now. Oh, thank you. Yes, Hitchcock. I'm sure if you were a true crime lover, that was one of your first inspirations into your true crime love. Oh, Jerry, West Mesa. So, guys, I'm just going through the comments now because I want to be in the conversation with you guys. West Mesa killer, murderer, and serial killer. So much information. I know Jerry did that, talked about that on his channel as well. And there's a lot of true crime videos about it. I also want to do it because I lived in Albuquerque where it happened before moving to China. So my family, some of them live in Albuquerque, New Mexico, and we would drive around like the area that it happened where the bodies were found, and of course look into it because it's sex workers and a lot of those crimes, like I said earlier, I'm very interested in working on those crimes. Yes, Clutch, I'm so appreciative because just starting and you were like my first little shout out. All of a sudden I'm getting new subscribers. Like like I said, my family supports me so much. My mom, my friend are like, "Oh my gosh, you're getting so many subscribers. Oh my gosh, you're at 600 views." So sweet. Thank you so much. Yeah, and in the West Mesa case, there are still people who haven't been found as well, whose bodies are buried somewhere in Albuquerque surrounding areas. Sammy, yeah, so guys, I'm in China right now. It is 10:15, June 22nd. So I think I'm in the future. 10:15 in the morning, June 22nd, having my coffee, chatting with you guys. I'm in China doing work. So I teach English at a high school. I've been here for 2 years. I was supposed to visit home in the last year, but with everything happening, flying back and forth is a little bit more difficult. But that gave me more time to start my YouTube. So I started my YouTube a year ago, and I actually didn't watch any videos on YouTube. Maybe when I was in middle school, I watched some of the silly videos that would happen on YouTube, but I wasn't really, after that, I never really got into it. I know so many people would watch vlogs and know all about the YouTube drama, but really, I just got into YouTube maybe a year and a half ago and started watching videos. I would listen to podcasts before I came onto YouTube. So I also like true crime podcasts. And I was like, nah, it's stupid. I'm not going to watch true crime videos on YouTube. I'll just listen to the podcast. It's easier. But then I started the YouTube channel. And even then, I didn't watch true crime videos on YouTube because I just really didn't see the point in it. I would just like ID shows or like, what is that? 2020. I was really into that type of stuff. Yeah, then I started watching true crime on YouTube and thought maybe I should try this. And now here I am finally trying it, and I'm happy about that. Yeah, so you've actually seen, I think this is, I don't know how to say your name. I'm so sorry again. Lipsha. You've seen stuff flying. So I guess we're going back. You're talking about the alien or extraterrestrial type of thing. You should tell us about it in the comments because I'm very curious. Like I said, you guys are convincing me that I should do something on aliens because my mom is always laughing at me for believing in aliens. But there's so much evidence. Yay, Chris. Thanks for subbing to Jerry. We love to support each other. Bev, thank you. Actually going to be 27 this year, but thanks to my mom for my baby face. Oh, my grandma's here. Guys, my grandma's in the comments. I told you, Grandma, you missed earlier. I told them my biggest supporters are my family. My grandma, Carol, so proud of you, kiddo. She is the one who calls me, what crime are you doing next? Let me send you the details. So she is one of the true ones who got me into doing true crime. No way, Clutch. We're just chilling, so don't worry about it. Why are you interested in cases about Indigenous people and sex workers? So I really am interested because, first of all, where I'm from, there's a lot of Indigenous people and a lot of sex workers. So, I mean, it's just kind of been something that I see, and you can tell that the crimes, even growing up, that there was a separation in the communities. And then, so I am Mexican, and I'm not Mexican American per se, but I am Latina. And it is also the same in the culture where I am from, that there are a lot of crimes that go unreported, unsolved. So just recently, I started doing more research into mostly Indigenous women, because they do face the highest crimes in many countries, the United States, Canada, Australia. Indigenous people happen to be the target of most crimes that go unsolved or unreported. So that really got me interested. And the same as sex workers, the way I view it, my personal opinions and beliefs, I think that if someone is murdered, they're murdered. It doesn't matter who you are. You're taking someone's life. And I feel like these cases are never truly highlighted like they should be, especially if you watch their families are so involved in trying to get justice for them. And the communities usually fail them. Thanks, Clutch. Just reading y'all's comments. Hi, Grandma. You guys should check out Real Chill Grass. Chris, what does Real Chill Grass talk about? I'm thinking alien conspiracies. Okay, I'm gonna have to do something on aliens. You guys are hyping me up about this, because I thought, no, people are gonna think it's stupid. Like, they could be like, who is this girl? But definitely. I remember this, okay, going sideline off of everything that I was talking about. I remember reading about this case of this guy. This is extraterrestrial information. I used to have like a little book that would tell stories. This guy was with his band. I can't remember how long ago. This is a snippet of the story, but he remembers like being there one moment at the hotel room with them. Something had happened, and then the next moment he had visions of what you kind of hear about happening. He wasn't probed or anything like that, but it was a lot of bright lights and images staring down at him. Sounds like he was on drugs. He wasn't. But he remembers waking up the next morning back in the hotel room, and nobody ever believed him. It's kind of, and you know, he has a wife, a family now, and he so sticks to his story. Those things are so interesting to me. Like, not all these people are making crap up. It's just not happening. Yes, aliens. I had to check out this grass. Let's see. They just look like, yeah, UFOs. They look like what they reported, and they probably look like that because they were real when they were reported, obviously. So they're going to continue looking like that. But I do think, like, surely their technology is I feel a little bit like out there, but surely alien technology is changing as well, and eventually new things we will be seeing. Not we, but will be reported at some point. Yeah, I think they're real. They're not messing with us. It's that they don't want to mess with us. It's kind of like they want to come and see what's going on, and then they're like, no, bye. Yes, my sister is here too. Thank you, guys. So sweet. Don't forget to like this video, guys, if you are watching. This has been a fun conversation so far. Because I was like, okay, I'm going to go on here 20, 30 minutes. I'm going to be awkward as hails. And I'm going to leave. But so far, we've had fun conversation. I really am glad that you guys are here. Don't forget to tell me about future cases that you want to see. Yes, there's my sister, Alexandria. We are Crime Time family. They support me the most from day one. So you guys, I think Alex and my grandma, I don't know if she's still here. Clutch was here as well. This man helped me to get more subscribers. I know you guys probably noticed my views and subscribers went up. And a lot of these people in the chat are from his channel, so very thankful. Hi, Hi, sister. You on Twitter? Me? I don't use Twitter. Like I said, I'm bad with technology, and it's really just hard for me to keep up with everything. Yeah, since the beginning. Exactly. There are literally drawings of them in before our time. Shared on Facebook, on Twitter. Thank you. Fax is the OG YouTuber. He is another to go check out. Okay, I'm gonna have to check out Fax. Oh, are you saying Twitter helps with numbers? Yeah, I've tried opening the Twitter. The thing, guys, is like here in China, it's a little bit harder to use social medias and keep updated to everything because a lot of things are blocked. So thankfully, YouTube works well for me. Instagram works well. Facebook works okay, but Facebook Messenger is sometimes gives me trouble, and Twitter also is one that's hard to load, as well as TikTok. Those ones are a little bit more difficult. Twitter and TikTok are a little bit more difficult to use here, and Facebook Messenger are a little bit more difficult to use here. I don't know why, because things like this work fine. Little Pookie, I would love to do some cases in China. The thing is, I have to just be a little bit cautious, and I go quiet. I just have to be more cautious with what I do while living here and about what I say, because a lot of those things aren't broadcasted and they don't really like the media. But I could do maybe some other cases in like Japan or some other place like that. I do see a lot of information on those cases. You guys are funny. So yeah, thank you guys for coming to my channel. I love all of y'all's support. Like I said, I didn't start this channel expecting to do true crime, but here I am. I'm very happy. Yeah, Grandma, don't worry. I'm not going to do any cases from here. I have thought about it because there are some interesting things that have happened. So if you guys want to research that yourselves, but it's really hard to find any information, actually. Thanks, Pam. Yeah, it's just like true crime is such a niche on YouTube right now, and sometimes you think things are going to fade, but what I've realized is crime and people who are interested in it, it's just something that sticks with you. Like, who said that earlier? That they've been watching since they're 7. Wait. Let me see. I think it was. Don't make me. Okay. I feel like maybe it was Little Pookie, or I'm not sure. But since you're 7, like that's a long time to stick with something. And I've also always been interested in true crime, listening to podcasts and on YouTube, researching it, following along with cases I've heard about. And I realized at one point, like, if someone's interested, then they're interested. It doesn't really matter, like, if you're doing your best or not visually, but if you're trying, then that's all you can do. Daybell case. Let me write that one down. Yeah, so if you guys mentioned anything in here, I'm going to put it in my little notes and hopefully talk about it later on. Daybell, and I'm going to also add the aliens because I know you guys like aliens now, so that hypes me up a little bit. Oh, Chad Daybell. Chad Daybell. Who's that? Daybell case. Maybe one day we jump the mystery machine and travel the country solving mysteries. That would be pretty exciting, Clutch. Meddling kids. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was trying to say earlier. Like, true crime is tied into human nature because it's so relatable and unrelatable at the same time to us. And sometimes you just can't like pull yourself away from it. It has a lot to do with like the psychological ideals of it and just who we are as humans. I think even if you're someone who doesn't like gore, can't hear a lot of like too intense things, or even scared of watching or listening, once you do, you kind of detach a little bit. Um, but at the same time, your mind is continuously like wanting answers. Even if the case is solved, your mind is wanting answers as to why. Who was this person? The person who did it. It's just your mind gets so wrapped up in it as a person that's in all of our nature to be interested. Um. Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. The Mormon cultist. Okay. Daybell has been too covered. That is true. Now that I know, I was thinking it was a like something else, but that's true, Jared. That's true. I also thought Delphi was too covered. Like, I was worried about doing that as my first case, because I also thought there was a lot of stuff out there. But the thing is that we all have to remember is we find all the coverage of it because we are so interested. But it's also important to even like finding 10 new people to know about the case. Or that's why I was interested in doing Maddie and Patty, because nobody really knows about that case. And even if 1 to 5 people start thinking about it or being curious, then that leads to at least more people remembering who the girls are, or like checking in with it. Maybe you're going on Web Sleuths and restarting the thread. It still can matter. Yeah, people always want more information, or you forget some information, or more information comes up later. Exactly the same with Delphi and the Maddie and Patty case I was doing. I found out later on about the sisters in the last few years the daughters and the granddaughter trying to give DNA to help solve the case. That's another thing is, even though it's covered, things in technology and advances in the future might change how the case can be solved. And if it's forgotten, then no one's ever saying, hey, take action now that we can. Yeah, just need it solved. Exactly. Yeah, the Maddie and Patty case. One of my friends was telling me about, there are a few other cases from my hometown that are interesting. Um, but exactly, it's just we're trying to keep things going, to get answers, to have things solved. That's why we stick around with cases that have been going for 10 years, 60 years. Uh, Little Pookie, yeah. Delphi is also one of the top ones for me. Um, Even though for me, I think it has a lot of coverage, all of those things, and many. The only thing that gets me a little bitter is there's many cases that are much worse that don't have that coverage. Um, but the thing is, that case has stuck with me for a long time, and I'm always checking back into it. And now that I've been here on the YouTube verse looking at things, I realized how many other people want answers on it and are still interested. I know recently they had like possibly a new suspect. That person ended up not being a suspect. Um, but once that happened, it's like you see another revive in the case. Guys, I'm so thankful for you being here on my live stream with me today. My first one, guys. Thank you so much. Um, I'm I'm just like happy to have these conversations and see what you guys are thinking about and have a community to talk to. So thank you for all your support. Make sure to like the live video, and it will be on my channel if you want to come back and read through the comments, or if you missed the first half of the video, you can always go back and check. Today I am going to go get my day started. Having a little girls' day because me and my friends are off today. So that's going to be nice, but I do have to do some things before that. I'll check back in though on YouTube, and my socials if any of you guys message me. I'm very interactive on my socials, so if you do follow them, I will message back and respond. Oh, Chad was the last suspect in Delphi. Thank you, little Pookie, for being here. Yeah, and you guys make sure to be interacting with each other if someone else is a YouTuber in here, like Jerry and Clutch. And I don't know if you other guys are, but if so, make sure that you guys keep the conversation going and learn new interesting things. Oh, no, it's fine. Thank you, guys. I'm going to go. Have a good day. Keep safe. Remember what we learn in these crimes. Stay safe, guys, and most importantly, stay kind. Bye. Thank you again for being here.